Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today, we are going to be exploring why the MCU is dying. Now, I know Black Panther Wakanda Forever just came out last weekend, and it scored a $180 million opening weekend. And if you go back to my Black Panther Wakanda Forever video when I said that it will more than likely disappoint at the box office, I never denied that it was going to have a huge opening weekend of $170 to $180 million. That I never denied. What the point that I was making in that video was that what was the second weekend drop-off going to be? Because if you look at all of the Marvel movies that have released post Black Widow, the vast majority of them have had a second weekend drop-off greater than 55%. Shang-Chi is the only exception to that rule when it had a second weekend drop of 54%. So you can't tell me that this isn't a franchise in decline, despite Black Panther Wakanda Forever scoring a $180 million opening weekend. But again, like in my last video, I did make the claim, opening weekend box office numbers really don't mean jack shit beyond marketing. So, anyway, I'm getting a little off topic. Let's explore why the MCU is dying. How come people don't really care about the MCU anymore? And I wrote down 5 talking points, so let's just go through them. And the first talking point is probably going to be my absolute biggest talking point of this video. So you would think that theoretically I would put this at the end, but it makes sense to put this first, is that the MCU already had an ending, right? The MCU already ended with Endgame. To many people, that was the ending to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You can't take that away. You cannot take that away from the general audience. Right? Movies are not like comic books. You can't keep going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. At some point, you have to bring your series to an end. It's not a matter of if you bring your series to an end, it's all a matter of when. And I'm not going to dwell on this point for too long because, again, I think I already made my point. The MCU, to many people, already ended with Endgame. Second talking point I want to bring up is all of these Disney Plus shows being connected to the movies, right? If you go back and you look at Marvel television, right, you look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, The Runaways, all of the shows on Netflix, which was Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, Punisher, right? If you look at all of those shows that I just listed, all of those shows would reference the movies in some way, but the movies would never reference them. So what that did is it allowed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Marvel Netflix shows and the Runaways, they all existed in their own separate little corners of the MCU. So it actually contributed to making this, cinematic universe feel a lot bigger, that you can have all these other things go on simultaneously. In fact, the Netflix shows had their own continuity building up to the Defenders. So still, you could have the Defenders run alongside the Avengers, and you can have the Runaways do their own thing. You can have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do their own thing. The fact that all of these shows and movies could all exist simultaneously without really impacting each other, and the fact that you don't have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to watch the movies, with the exception of the very beginning of Age of Ultron. That was actually the conclusion to a 5 or 6 episode storyline in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But still, you don't have to necessarily watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to watch the MCU movies. You also don't have to watch the MCU movies to watch the Runaways or to watch the Marvel Netflix shows. They all exist in their own little corners. What the Disney Plus shows are doing by interconnecting with all of the movies is they're taking what used to be this big, grand universe and shrinking it down. Now everything has to service the quote-unquote major story, whatever the hell the major story is. I know that they're building up the Secret Wars, but again, my point being is that you took this vast universe where all of these separate movies and shows could all coexist without stepping on each other's toes, to now you have to watch absolutely everything in order to now understand what's even going on in the movies. Seriously, good luck watching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness if you never saw WandaVision. It was a Wanda Maximoff movie. And that's all I'm going to say. And that leads into my third point, is that Look at the total runtime of Phase 4 thus far. I'm pulling this from the Direct. Now, they published this back in July of 2022. I'm not going to read this entire article word for word, but just this one paragraph here. The MCU broke a major milestone with the release of the Ms. Marvel Season 1 finale, as the total runtime of Phase 4 exceeded that of Marvel Studios' Infinity Saga. Phases 1, 2, and 3 of the MCU, better known as the Infinity Saga, run for a total of 49 hours and 56 minutes. Following the latest Disney Plus release, Phase 4 now comes to a total of 50 hours and 21 minutes, including both movies and series. So yes, Phase 4 of the MCU is now longer than Phases 1, 2, and 3 combined. Now, you could say right off the bat, oh my god, Phases 1, 2, and 3 of the MCU come out to close to 50 hours? But to be fair, Phases 1, 2, and 3 of the MCU were a total of 23 movies that released over the course of 11 years. Now, we could really make an argument for oversaturation because the James Bond series has released only 25 movies, but that series has been going on for what now? 60 years now. The 2022. This is the 60th anniversary of the James Bond series. And there's only 25 James Bond movies, so the fact that you have 23 MCU movies released in only 11 years, you could really make the case for oversaturation, but that's not the point of today's video. I'm not criticizing the first three phases of the MCU, but still, Phase 4, which started with the release of, WandaVision. WandaVision did kick it off, but still, between 2021 and 2022, Phase 4 is now longer than Phases 1, 2, and 3 combined. And by the way, I said that this report was published in July of 2022, so they're not accounting for She-Hulk or the latest Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I took the liberty of actually accounting for She-Hulk and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Phase 4 of the MCU right now comes out to 56.91 hours long. Which for sake of argument, let's round up that number, because 56.91, not a really friendly number. Let's just say Phase 4 of the MCU now runs for 57 hours. That's a little bit better of a number, but still, Phase 4 of the MCU, which again has only released over the course of only 1 year, is now 57 hours long by comparison to the release of 23 movies over 11 years. Right? Did Marvel Studios not learn anything from grade school? Nobody likes to do flippin' homework. So the minute that you're going to make your audience now start doing all this homework, which goes back to the Disney Plus shows all being connected to the movies, eventually some people are just going to look at it and go, well, fuck this. This is now a full-time job to keep up with the MCU. Hell, that's why I gave up trying to keep up with all this shit. The last MCU project I ever watched was Loki, but to be fair, that was the only MCU show that I was legitimately interested in. Everything else just never interested me. But anyway, I'm tangenting. The fourth talking point I want to bring up is that there's now just way too many projects that are now in development for the MCU. So I'm pulling this all from Screen Rant, but it doesn't matter where I'm pulling it from. So this story I'm pulling it from was published October 29th, 2022, which wasn't that long ago. So Black Panther Wakanda Forever, that's already come out, so we're not including that. But still, let's look at all of the upcoming MCU projects that have release dates and the ones that are in development. The ones that at least we know of. We've got the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special coming out November 25th of 2022 on Disney+. That's number one. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the movie, February 17th, 2023. Number 3, Secret Invasion, the Disney Plus show, spring 2023. What If Season 2, early 2023 on Disney Plus. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, coming out May 5th, 2023, number 5. Number 6, Echo, summer of 2023, the Disney Plus show. Loki Season 2, number 7, coming out summer 2023 on Disney Plus. The Marvels has a release date right now of July 28th, 2023, as a movie. What am I up to now? Number 8? Yeah, I'm up to number 8. Number 9, Ironheart, fall of 2023, Disney Plus show. Number 10, Agatha Covenant Chaos, winter 2023, Disney Plus show. Number 11, Spider-Man Freshman Year, 2024, a Disney Plus show. Marvel Zombies, 2024, Disney Plus show. We're up to number 12. Number 13, Daredevil Born Again, 2024, Disney Plus series. What are we up to now? Number 14, Captain America New World Order, May 3rd, 2024 as a movie. Number 15, Thunderbolts, July 26, 2024 as a movie. Number 16 is Blade, September 6, 2024, movie. Deadpool 3. Why are they considering Deadpool to be in the MCU? I think that's a little hokey. November 8th, 2024 as a movie. What am I up to now? Number 18. Fantastic Four, February 14th, 2025 as a movie. What am I up to now? 19? I think I'm losing count now. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, May 2nd, 2025 movie. Number 20, The Avengers: Secret Wars, May 1st, 2026 movie. Armor Wars is to be announced. That's coming as a movie. That's number 21. Wakanda to be announced. Disney Plus show. Spider-Man sequel trilogy. So that's now 3 movies. So now hold on. What are we up to now? Number 25? If we were to consider, because Spider-Man sequel trilogy, that's actually 3 movies, not just 1. Okay, and number 26 is Wonder Man, a Disney Plus show, release date to be announced. Yeah, what is it? What number did that come out to now? Like, what was it? Like 26? Hopefully someone in the comments can correct me, because my God, I lost count of all the stuff that I was listing, but still. But if you notice all of the dates, right, the stuff that we know, this is all between November of 2022, hold on, all the way down to May of 2026. So it's like, that's over the course of 4 years, but still, release dates can always change and more stuff can get added. And this is the 26 projects that we know of thus far. Who knows? What if they add more? Which leads me into my 5th and final talking point, in that the MCU no longer feels special. Right? This is what happens when you release way too many projects in such a short amount of time. Right? For better or for worse, phases 1 through 3 felt special because there weren't as many movies coming out, right? If you look at the release schedule, the yearly release schedule for MCU movies, I think it peaked at 3 movies a year, which again, you could very easily make the case for oversaturation, but I'm not going to make that argument today. That's for a separate video. But still, it was a lot easier to keep up with only 2 or 3 movies a year. That wasn't a bad thing. But now you have to watch, what is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You now have to watch, you now have to watch 8 Disney Plus shows. And hold on, let me make sure I got my number right. Yeah, 8 Disney Plus shows. And hold on, like I said, let me make sure I get my numbers right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 Disney Plus shows and 7 MCU movies for Phase 4, right? By comparison to, Phase 1 of the MCU, I believe was only 6 movies. Phase 2 was short. Phase 3 was actually the longest at 11 movies, but still, people could easily digest phases 1, 2, and 3 because at least, at least there were only 2 to 3 movies a year. Again, a lot easier to keep up with, but still, over the course of just 1 year of Phase 4, between 2021 and 2022, saw the release of 7 movies and 8 shows on Disney Plus. So again, try to make the argument that the MCU now feels special. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end the video off of this because I think that this will really sum up my point. The reason why the MCU was special, as I kept bringing up over and over again, but I'll bring it up once more, is that when the movies were only releasing at maximum of 2 to 3 per year, it felt like an event because they were also spaced out over a period of months. But now you have this hectic release schedule where, my God, it feels like a new MCU project is releasing at least once at least once or twice a month now. And now, wait a minute, I have to watch WandaVision in order to watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? I thought it was called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Why the hell is Wanda Maximoff the main character? Well, if you weren't a good boy and you were a very naughty boy because you didn't watch WandaVision before watching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Next time you should do your homework. Ha 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 ha. Of course, people are now going to say, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with the MCU. And again, going back to what I think is honestly the biggest problem is that for most people, the MCU already ended with Avengers Endgame. Where are you going to go at this point? Kevin Feige had to basically come out and admit that where the MCU was going with Secret Wars. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that for phases 2 and 3. He didn't have to say, "Oh, we're building up to the Infinity Stones." No. All he said with phase 1 was, "We're building up to the Avengers." And then after that, it was "Hey, trust me, all of this is going to pay off." Now, in an absolute desperate move, Kevin Feige had to basically come out and say, "Oh, it's okay because we're all building up to Secret Wars." But how many people are going to honestly stick around with the MCU by the time Secret Wars comes out? In my opinion, not that many people. And I said it in my Black Panther Wakanda Forever will more than likely disappoint the box office video. I didn't deny that it was going to have a big opening weekend between $170 and $180 million. But if the numbers prove to be true, it's going to have a massive second weekend drop-off in the range of anywhere from 55 to 70% if trends continue. Could Black Panther Wakanda Forever be the exception to the rule? Sure, there's always that 5% chance that Black Panther Wakanda Forever will be that exception to the rule. However, it's only a 5% chance. 95% chance is the trends are going to continue. You're going to see a massive second weekend drop off, and in fact, even with the Disney Plus shows, something I almost forgot about was that the ratings for Miss Marvel were so low that Nielsen just altogether stopped reporting them. I don't think Nielsen even reported the ratings for She-Hulk. Again, the ratings were so low that, again, Nielsen didn't even bother to report them for Miss Marvel. And like I said, I think the same thing happened to She-Hulk. I could be wrong. So don't try to tell me that the MCU is not in a decline, because it absolutely is. Oh, and by the way, all you Fandom Menace channels that are decrying, well, the MCU is only dying because of a woke political agenda and MCU, blah, 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 blah. That only explains maybe 5 to 10% of the actual reason why the MCU is in decline. So congratulations, all you Fandom Menacers. You're covering what was an inevitable decline, in my opinion. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here before I drag this out way longer than it needs to be. I know we've gone for damn near 20 minutes, but I think I've really illustrated my points for why the MCU is dying, aside from just decrying woke political agenda and MCU, because in my opinion, that is a very low IQ argument that doesn't look at the other very real problems if you were to take, agenda out of it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and surely end it right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys next time.